All right, today's subject is the moon and the soul travelers. The moon and the soul travelers. I have a book coming out titled The Moon and the Soul Travelers, but I'm going to get into a little bit of it today. I'm going to try to cut deep and bring it out of a higher dimension to those who have the third eye, which is that common sense. Now, we don't really stop to ask the question about the functions of things such as the moon. We are so far from nature that we ignore the things around us that is assisting us in our ability to be a part of these different worlds and dimensions that we are conscious and unconscious of. And today I will break down one of the portals used to bring in certain energies or souls, in which these certain groups of scientists at the top use to tap into or point the birth of these children who have something in their DNA that they use to alter time and foresee various information carried through the DNA of these children. Now, you have scientists that are in the military jurisdiction. Most of them are German, and they know how to pinpoint certain energies crossing over from different planets into these moons, which act as a disk. The original moons are disks, and the moon that is within a certain distance of what we call the Earth are military bases, and I've spoken in this before in my books, but these moons act as a disc just like a CD that records music. And these moons record data in the form of memory, and this data is held in the moon until the moon, which is a disk, reaches full capacity, in which then it becomes a full moon. Once this data is downloaded, the universe will press play so that the memory can be transferred into a physical body to play out the data which is encoded in the DNA. Now, these scientists look for one or two things when a full moon is close: a solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse. Children that are born during these two universal rituals are known to the scientists as gifted souls, and they make sure that on these nights that women who are giving birth, they have codes in these hospitals with a placenta, an umbilical cord, and other DNA, and that child is bagged and tagged to go into a special military facility. These people are not the Illuminati. I'm talking about the scientists. They are not the Illuminati, nor are they affiliated with the bankers. These scientists that really control the planet is not worried about controlling physical currency. They are here to control the spiritual currency, which is the difference or the different energies on the astrological clock and the constellations being referred to or transferred to this planet that we call Earth. Now, the moon is more spiritual than you think. And I'm going to do my best to break down the functions of its communication with newborn souls and how it's connected to the astrological energies, which these scientists can use to pinpoint a certain people using the blood from their DNA by lining up the records of the date, month, and time that they were born. For an example, and this is just an example, if a child is born on March the 17th, 1945, say that this child that was born on this date, this child's soul traveled from a house in the constellations that has intelligence or how to control certain energies through entertainment, or this child has something beneficial that they can extract to use to see future intelligence, because some souls that come from these full moons into the earth realm travel from dimensions that is beyond time. And these children carry something in their DNA that the military use to enhance their technology. So when a full moon is close to any eclipse, especially the lunar eclipse, they have various hospitals, which are private corporations, on standby for specific dates that babies are born so that they can tap into the DNA of these babies for intelligence. And many of these ancient souls are that which we call special needs children. They are what we call special needs children. And they call them this to cover up the fact that they are special energies from faraway planets, where the life on these planets where these children come from is operating on higher forms of consciousness. So when these souls fall into the earth realm, they physically become what we call retarded, when in actuality their spiritual umbilical cord is connected to an ancient system, which can cause or make it seem that these beings are complicated when they are not. The reason we cannot see beyond this physical realm is because we have been put under a 12 o'clock system and masked with a uniform, which causes us to see each other as being the same, and this mask is called human. The 12 o'clock system is a system of that which says that we are not to go beyond the 13th system, meaning to not eat of the tree of knowledge. They don't want you to think past the 12 o'clock system. They are saying don't eat of the tree of knowledge when they say this. Don't go beyond the 13th system, meaning to not eat of the tree of knowledge, or go beyond the 13th zodiac, which is the serpent that we call Ophiuchus. O-P-H-I-U-S. It's O-P-H-I-U-C-H-U-S. And remember, the serpent is the one that told you to eat of the tree of knowledge. That serpent being the serpent that represents the 13th zodiac that we call Ophiuchus. The serpent is telling you to eat of the tree of knowledge, meaning to think outside of this 12 o'clock system. And this 12 o'clock system is a representation of the 12 disciples that is following the Christ or the Christ energy into what we call the age of Aquarius. And this is why when they asked Christ, where do we go from here? The Christ said, keep going until you find a man bearing a pitcher of water. And the man bearing a pitcher of water represents the sign of Aquarius. Look at the Aquarius sign and you will see the man bearing a pitcher of water. Now, the man bearing a pitcher of water. Why water? Because water is a representation of life. And I have a saying that goes that many souls travel through water to become light, meaning that when you study the moon, you will see that it controls all water. And if souls travel through water, then it is the vehicle for all souls to be transferred through light, which is the planets, that is the light being reflected from or into these moons, into the serpent of the woman or the spine of the woman. And this is where the records is encoded into that child being born on the night of that full moon. All right. Look out for the book. It's coming out soon. It's very deep. It's going to be titled The Moon and the Soul Travelers. Peace.